Hey, what's going on, guys? Today's been super crazy. We're over at Oregon Raceway Park. It's about 5 hours away from Coeur d'Alene, where I live, and this track is phenomenal. It's just great. There's tons of elevation changes, and it's there's a lot of turns, a lot of right-hand turns. It's just been quite an amazing day. I was going to record, a couple sessions, but unfortunately, the very first session of the day, at the very end, Larry, the guy I was here with, my friend, he ended up crashing on turn 16. It's the last turn right before you enter the straightaway. So he was going probably at least 100 and slid out. He grabbed front brake, the front just washed out of the bike, and he slid out into the dirt, tumbled a bunch. The bike went flying in the air. The Ducati's pretty fucked up, honestly. It's actually behind me in the trailer. So that's unfortunate. He broke his femur and his wrist. Right now he's in Portland. They took him to the hospital there. He's undergoing surgery, so hopefully he's going to be all right. But yeah, so that's why it's been kind of hectic. I haven't been able to record at all. I'm staying for tomorrow for the next track day. It's back-to-back track days. That's what our plan was. We were going to do both days, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to because of that injury. Yeah, it's been really awesome. The group that we're here with, Motofit group, they put together quite a good show. Not show, I should say event. It's really well organized. I was surprised at how many people were crashing today. There was, because what was it? The first session of the day, I come out and right on turn 4, they're waving the yellow and red flag, or the yellow flag saying caution. And I see a bike off the side and 2 other bikes helping this guy up. So someone crashed on turn 4, and this was kind of towards the end of the session. And then right at the last lap, I see a red and yellow flag. That means, something was pretty bad. And I also saw the checkered flag. So you have to pull off in the pits because your lap's over, you're done. And I saw the ambulance also on the track with his lights on. So, I had passed the ambulance. He had turned his lights on right after I'd passed him. And I'm thinking, oh no, the guy on turn 4, he's probably a little bit more hurt. But no, it was, unfortunately, it was Larry. The turn 15 is where you exit onto the pits, essentially. And I look over in the grass on turn 16, and I saw some guy in a Dainese suit, just kind of in the grass. And I didn't click because, there's tons of people with Dainese suits here, because there's about 70 bikers or so here today. And anyways, I pull off into the pits, and I'm coming up to the upper pits, and I'm just thinking, oh no, I really hope that wasn't one of our guys, because we were here with Andy and Mick and Larry, and I pulled over here and ended up right here and didn't see Larry's bike, and I was like, oh no. No, actually I stopped and looked over where the guy crashed, and I saw that it was a red Ducati, and Larry has a BMW as well, so I wasn't sure if he was riding the BMW or the Ducati, and I saw it was a red Ducati, and I was like, oh no, I really hope that's not Larry. So I ran down here to where we had parked our bikes, and I didn't see his bike out here, and I grabbed Dylan, that's his daughter's boyfriend, and I said, I think Larry crashed. So we ran all the way back, or I rode, we went all the way back to where he had crashed, just on the stands where you can kind of see. And we're looking, we see the bike, it's a Ducati Monster with a white stripe on the tank and everything, and we're just like, oh yeah, that's probably Larry. Hopefully he's okay. Ambulance was out there. Yeah, and they dragged him back out here, and turns out he has a broken femur and wrist. So they took him to a hospital that's about an hour away from here, and they couldn't do the surgery there because they weren't experienced enough. So they took him down to Portland, and that's where he's at doing surgery. So they, his family was here. They had the 5th wheel trailer. They took it. It's gone. It was parked right there. They're headed back to Coeur d'Alene to drop off the 5th wheel. And then I believe his daughter Marissa is driving all the way back to Portland tomorrow, or maybe tonight, to go see him. So they have a lot of driving to do, and I'm staying here and doing the next track day. It's unfortunate. There's nothing that I can really do. for Larry, but yeah, hopefully he's gonna do all right. He's a tough guy. He's a great guy, so I think he'll be fine. But I'm just sitting around. It's about almost 6:30. They're doing a barbecue potluck at 6:30 that I'm gonna head down to and grab some food. So pretty excited for that.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tuesday. It's a few days after I got back from the racetrack. I wanted to wait a little bit just so I can give you guys an update on Larry. He went under surgery yesterday, and surgery went well. He's recovering, so that's good news. I got some awesome footage of just me going around the track. Unfortunately, like towards the end of the day on the second day, a lot of people left early, whether they were tired or just didn't want to. So I don't really have a lot of footage of me passing a ton of people or making some cool passes, but I have some stories I'd love to share and tell you about. So I figured I'll just play some footage of me and kind of talk through with what's happening. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, this is the pits. This is where you camped out and stored your bikes during the day. You can see there's a lot of people, but you can also see that some people are taking down their stuff. They're leaving. A lot of people left early because they were just tired. When you do 2 full track days, it's a really crazy workout. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just so you don't have to watch me driving to the entrance of the track. Right here, this is where you enter the track, and we're entering on the right side. Yesterday we entered on the left because we're going counterclockwise today. When you're entering along here, you're only allowed to go 30 miles per hour because of the concrete barriers. I guess someone a few years ago had done a wheelie trying to impress some people in the pits and then smacked right into this concrete barrier here and killed himself. This corner right here, you can see there's 2 orange cones. Going the other way, I actually managed to hit one of those cones with my shoulder because I was on the cement, because it's a quicker racing line. And then a couple laps after that, the cone was knocked down on the cement, and I smacked it with my knee because I was dragging my knee on the ground. This is turn 16. This is back around to the pits. So a couple sessions before this, I had done a lap and warmed up my tires, and some people were entering the track, one of them being a control rider right here at the pits. And I get behind him. We're going along to this turn right here. This is turn 14. And as soon as we get to the turn, right at this point, his rear tire slides out, and he almost high sides it because it regains traction, so it kind of jumps him off the bike. And he's fine. He keeps going. We get up to this turn right up here, which is turn 13. This is a super sharp right, and you can see the scratch marks on the ground right there, and that's where he low-sided. So he ended up actually crashing on this turn and low-sided. I didn't want to run him over, so I pulled off to the pavement, helped him with his bike, made sure he was all right, and then got back up on the track. So one of the big things that I improved on from being at Oregon Raceway Park was racing lines, especially on this right here, the corkscrew. So a lot of people would go all the way to the right and then all the way to the left. If you noticed what I just did, I went straight through it. And trying to find the quickest, straightest, fastest way through really shaves seconds off your time. I was able to catch almost everybody in the corkscrew just because they were taking that line completely wrong. So I'm really excited that I improved on that, and I'm definitely going to try and improve my lines at Spokane. This is Dave, the guy who just wheelied past me. He's a control rider for the Motofit group. He's a super fast rider, and he's just getting in front of me, going a little bit faster than me, and forcing me to chase him. So it makes me a little bit faster and just helps me improve a little bit. It's really great when you have someone who you're able to chase down, because it kind of gives you that boost or that incentive to go faster. Earlier that day, I was chasing my friend Zach. He's on an R3, and his bike's way slower than me, but he's pretty quick in the corners, so he's a little bit faster than me in the corners. So I would just catch up to him, follow him through the corners, try and push myself a little bit more. And he's also really good at passing people, and I'm not, because at Spokane there's hardly anybody there. You never have to pass anybody. So he would pass someone and gain some distance on me, and that would force me to pass that person to try and catch up to him. So it's super fun just chasing him around the track, and this is kind of just what Dave and I are doing. We're just pushing each other. Well, he's pushing me. He's way faster. So some highlights of this weekend was definitely the passing. Getting better at passing people was great. My best pass of the entire weekend was on 2 people. I came upon the first guy, and he's going slow throughout the corner, so I'm looking for a way to pass him, and we end up coming upon another guy. So the guy in front, he takes the corner, apexes it, goes wide, and the guy in front of me, he's trying to pass that guy, so he goes to the inside, which leaves a perfect opening to go right in between them. And it was actually on this straightaway where Dave's doing a wheelie, except it was on Saturday, so we're going the other way. So I come out of the corner going faster than both of them and fit right in between both of them, go full throttle, pop a wheelie, and wheelie in between both of them for the pass. It was so intense, and it was just a great time. As I mentioned earlier, this session was a little bit dead just because most people had gone home. So I skipped ahead a little bit just to a little bit more interesting parts. This is where a control rider passed both me and was following Dave. And if you look right there, Dave is leaning over and just scraped his elbow on the ground. That is super impressive, and it was really cool to see in person. Another cool thing that happened was on the same corner. If you watch right here, Dave shoots past me, scrapes his elbow on the ground, and has a little bit of a close call because his rear tire slid a little bit. It was pretty cool to see, but it was also a little bit spooky. Overall, it was a great weekend with the Motofit group. I'm definitely going to be doing some more track days with them, and if you ride in the west or northwest, then check them out and sign up for some track days. You might see me around. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.